Good evening, here are tonight's top stories. Social media talk show host MCK Rodriguez has been ordered to pay $52 million in a defamation case. Inmates at Timehri prison have graduated from an anger management program. A construction worker has died at a worksite in Land of Canaan. A man has been charged with robbery and assault on Water Street. The Guyana Police Force is embracing technology to enhance policing efforts. An LBI man is on $75,000 bail for misuse of money. The investigation into Sean Simon Hooper's murder reveals the use of 2 firearms. Additionally, 2 ranks from the Guyana Defense Force have been arrested. Stay tuned for the details of these stories. Please remember to like, share and subscribe to our channel for more news.
Man charged with robbery and assault at Water Street. Samuel Hyman, a resident of Friendship, East Coast Demerara, appeared before Principal Magistrate Faith McGusty to face charges of robbery and assault. The charge, read to him in court, alleges that on July 8, 2024, at Water Street, Georgetown, Hyman robbed Diana Williams of a silver chain with a diamond and gold pendant valued at $120,000 and subsequently used personal violence against her. Hyman pleaded not guilty to the charge. According to the police report, on the specified date, Williams was walking along Water Street near Stabroek Market with the silver chain around her neck. She reported feeling someone choke her from behind and grab the chain, after which the assailant ran in a westerly direction into the market. Williams immediately reported the incident to the Stabroek police outpost. Following an investigation, Hyman was identified and arrested on July 13. He was subsequently charged with the offense. In court, Hyman was granted bail in the sum of $75,000, under the condition that he returns on July 31, 2024, for the disclosure hearing. 2 ranks from the Guyana Defense Force arrested. 2 ranks from the Guyana Defense Force, GDF, were arrested by police at about 3:45 HRS Thursday morning. The arrests came after their vehicle was intercepted and searched, and they were found to have 22 bulky bags containing 154 pounds of marijuana. The 2 GDF ranks were nabbed during a joint intelligence-led police operation conducted by ranks from Special Branch and Regional Division 4B. The 2 ranks were in a motor vehicle, DFB 1786, belonging to the Guyana Defense Force. The vehicle was driven at the time by a 31-year-old GDF sergeant from Turkey. The other occupant of the vehicle was a 42-year-old GDF staff sergeant from Linden. Both men are stationed at GDF's Camp Iangana headquarters. Police stopped the vehicle along the Coverdene Public Road, East Bank Demerara, in the vicinity of the Prairie Hotel, and a search was conducted during which 22 bulky bags were found. The 2 GDF ranks were told of the offense of trafficking in narcotics and cautioned. They were both arrested and escorted to the Regional Police Division 4B headquarters, where the cannabis was weighed and amounted to 154 pounds. The 2 GDF ranks were placed in custody as investigations continue. Construction worker dies at Land of Canaan worksite. Christopher Paul Fernandez, a 28-year-old construction worker, tragically lost his life on Tuesday at his worksite. Fernandez, a resident of Lot 43 Supply, EBD, passed away under circumstances that have prompted an investigation by the Labor Ministry's Occupational Safety and Health (OSHE) department. The incident occurred at Lot 37 Section C, Land of Canaan. While specific details of the accident have not been disclosed, the OSHE department, alongside the police and Guyana Power and Light, GPL, personnel, swiftly responded to the scene. Senior OSHE Officer Darwin Bourne is leading the preliminary investigation to determine the cause of the accident and to provide recommendations to prevent future incidents. Labor Minister Joseph Hamilton expressed his condolences to the family, friends, and colleagues of Fernandez. He emphasized the critical importance of adhering to safety and health protocols in the workplace to prevent such tragic incidents. This investigation is part of ongoing efforts to uncover the circumstances surrounding Fernandez's death and ensure that workplace safety standards are rigorously upheld. The fatality of Christopher Paul Fernandez comes just 3 days after another workplace tragedy involving Maniram Navindralal, a truck driver from Potentia, West Bank Demerara, WBD. Navindralal was electrocuted while offloading concrete blocks at a private property in Windsor Estate when his vehicle made contact with a 13,800-volt primary network. The Labour Ministry's OSH department is also investigating this incident, with officers working to identify the causes and provide recommendations to improve workplace safety and prevent similar accidents. As investigations continue, the Labour Ministry reiterates the necessity of strict compliance with safety regulations to protect workers and reduce the risk of workplace fatalities. LBI man on $75,000 bail for misuse of money. A father of 3 from La Bonne Intention, East Coast Demerara was granted bail in the sum of $75,000 when appeared before Magistrate Faith McGusty at the Georgetown Magistrates Court on a charge of fraudulent misappropriation. Charged and before the court is Clifford Ramligan. The charge alleges that on May 14, 2024, at Newmarket and East Streets in Georgetown, Ramligan was entrusted by Godfrey Jones with $190,000 Guyanese currency to purchase lights and perform bodywork on motor vehicle PMM 5671. However, he is accused of fraudulently misappropriating the funds for his own use or benefit. He pleaded not guilty to the charge. According to the facts presented, Ramligan and the victim, Godfrey Jones, were known to each other. Ramligan is a spray painter, and Jones, the owner of vehicle PMM 5671, had contacted him to have bodywork and painting done on the car. They agreed that the total cost, including the purchase of new front lights, would be $280,000. Jones initially paid $90,000 for the first stage of the work, which was completed and returned to him. On the day in question, Jones provided the remaining $190,000 GC to the man, along with the vehicle. A few days later, the man contacted Jones, saying the car was ready. However, when the man dropped off the vehicle, it was observed to be in the same condition as when it was given to him. Jones reported the matter to the police and Ramligan was arrested, though he denied receiving the full $190,000. The man's attorney, Dominic Best, requested bail, citing his client's lack of prior convictions and stating that it was a misunderstanding. The prosecutor did not object to the bail request, and Magistrate McGusty granted the man bail in the amount of $75,000. The next court appearance is scheduled for July 31, 2024. Timehri Prison inmates graduate from Anger Management Program. A group of 12 female inmates from the Timehri Prison received certificates on Tuesday for successfully completing the Guyana Prison Service, GPS, Anger Management Training Program. This initiative is part of GPS's ongoing efforts to rehabilitate inmates and reduce recidivism. The 10-week program aimed to help participants understand and manage their anger. The training covered various topics, including identifying anger triggers, developing anger management plans, overcoming criminal thinking, setting and achieving goals, taking responsibility, building healthy relationships, and avoiding substance abuse. Officer in charge Michelle Boyce highlighted the importance of the program in the rehabilitation process, expressing hope that it will prevent participants from reoffending. Additionally, Tessa McGarrell, acting officer in charge of the Welfare and Corrections Department, thanked MLG Consultancy and General Services for their collaboration in enhancing the mental health of the inmates. The Anger Management Training Program is part of a broader GPS initiative to prepare inmates for reintegration into society. This comprehensive approach includes vocational, academic, and behavioral training tailored to the needs of each inmate. These efforts are supported by partnerships with various ministries and internal and external facilitators. Over the past year, the GPS has implemented a range of programs across its 5 prison facilities nationwide. These programs focus on imparting skills in areas such as literacy, family reconciliation, culinary arts, food and nutrition, domestic violence prevention, carpentry, welding, masonry, plumbing, animal and crop husbandry, information technology, and agriculture. The aim is to equip inmates with the skills and knowledge necessary for successful reintegration into society. As part of these efforts, the GPS continues to emphasize the importance of rehabilitation and personal development for inmates, ensuring they have the support and resources needed to lead productive lives post-incarceration. Investigation into Sean Simon Hooper's murder reveals use of 2 firearms. As the investigation into the murder of transgender sex worker Sean Simon Hooper expands, police have discovered that 2 different firearms were used in the crime. This development came to light after examining the spent shells found at the scene, which were identified as belonging to a .89mm pistol and an Elite Britain 9mm pistol. Hooper was killed around 2 o'clock hours on July 11, near King Street and South Road in Georgetown. At the time, Hooper was accompanied by another sex worker known as Unruly Lawati. Investigators have since arrested 3 suspects, including the alleged shooter, who remain in police custody for questioning. One suspect, a passenger in the car used during the crime, provided details on how the shooting unfolded. He stated that the driver, known as Shaggy, was the alleged shooter. However, further investigation revealed that the passenger also fired shots at the sex workers. According to the suspect, Shaggy claimed he had an unresolved issue with one of the sex workers, though it remains unclear if Hooper was the intended target. Prior to the shooting, the suspects reportedly picked up 2 female foreign nationals, consumed drinks, and engaged in sexual intercourse at a city hotel. The women then left in a taxi, and the suspects drove off in search of food. They eventually turned onto King Street and South Road, where the sex workers were standing. Hooper approached the car, at which point Shaggy reached for a black gun under the driver's seat and fired multiple rounds. The sex workers ran for cover, but Hooper's body was later found approximately 100 feet away in a pool of blood. After the shooting, the suspects proceeded to a location in the city to purchase food. One suspect informed investigators that he took the firearms in a food box and handed them over to an accomplice at a popular bar on South Road, Georgetown. The investigation is ongoing as detectives work to uncover the full circumstances surrounding Hooper's tragic death and ensure that justice is served. Social media talk show host MCK Rodriguez ordered to pay $52 million in defamation case. In a landmark defamation case, social media talk show host MCK Rodriguez, known as If Guyanese Critic, and his company, They Break News, have been ordered by the High Court to pay a total of $52 million to Nazar and Azreddin Mohammed. The ruling was handed down by Justice Nigel Niles, who granted default judgments in favor of the Mohammeds. The court ordered Rodriguez and his company to pay $22.5 million in damages and $3.5 million in punitive damages to each of the Mohammeds. The breakdown of the damages includes $7.5 million for defamation committed on February 17, another $7.5 million for defamation on March 1, and a further $7.5 million for defamation on March 14, 2024. The punitive damages relate to the same incidents. Additionally, Justice Niles granted a permanent injunction restraining Rodriguez and They Break News, their servants, or agents from repeating, posting, printing, publishing, sharing, reproducing, broadcasting, or otherwise disseminating the offending words or similar statements by any means, including video, audio broadcast, print, social media, or other electronic methods. The court also ordered that the damages bear interest on the sum of $22.5 million at a rate of 6% per annum from the date of filing to the day of judgment, and thereafter, interest at a rate of 4% per annum until fully paid. Rodriguez and his company were also ordered to pay the claimants, Nazar and Azreddin Mohammed, a total of $250,000 each in court costs. The lawsuits against Rodriguez, filed in May, stemmed from various statements made during his morning program in February and March of this year. Nazar Mohammed claimed that Rodriguez played several voice notes of him on his live online program and made derogatory remarks, insinuating he was a criminal and that his family financed the teachers' protest in February. In another program in March, Rodriguez alleged that the Mohammeds had destroyed many lives. The father and son were represented by attorneys Rajendra Punai, Sohan Punai, and Naresh Punai. This legal victory comes amidst recent sanctions imposed on the Mohammeds by the U.S. government, along with Government Permanent Secretary May Thomas, for allegedly dodging hundreds of millions of dollars in taxes, under-declaring gold exports, and being involved in a bribery scheme. Guyana Police Force embraces technology to enhance policing. In a bid to enhance transparency, accountability, and efficiency within law enforcement, the Guyana Police Force, GPF, has implemented several technological innovations and advanced techniques. This initiative was highlighted during the GPF's 185th anniversary symposium held on Wednesday at the Police Officers' Mess Annex, Eve Leary, Georgetown. The event, themed Modernizing Policing by Balancing Technology, Community Engagement, and Global Best Practices, underscored the importance of integrating modern technology into policing. During the symposium, a panel discussion on law enforcement innovations, technology, techniques, digital age policing, cybersecurity, and countering crime featured notable speakers, including Crime Chief Wendell Blanham, Officer Commanding of the Signal Corps, Commander Roger Nurse, GTT's Deputy General Manager for Operations Orson Smith, Senior Superintendent Jermaine Johnson, and National ICT Advisor Daryl A. Kung. Blanham emphasized the significant threat posed by cybercrime and the necessity for law enforcement officers to adapt to the technological era. He highlighted the establishment of Zara computer centers across almost all regions, providing police ranks with cybercrime and cybersecurity training. Smith, representing the civilian sector working alongside the GPF, elaborated on how technological advancements have improved law enforcement efficiency, accuracy, and safety. He underscored the transformative potential of integrating advanced technologies such as facial recognition, license plate recognition, LPR, mobile data terminals, body-worn cameras, BWCs, drones, and unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs. Smith explained, leveraging technologies like data analytics and crime prediction models can make our law enforcement more effective, efficient, and responsive. The benefits of these innovations include increased efficiency, enhanced accuracy, better resource allocation, and improved officer safety. Smith noted, with technology, we can leverage historical crime data, use complex algorithms to identify high-crime areas, and allocate resources proactively. Automating routine tasks and data analysis allows officers to focus on critical aspects of their work. Despite the advantages, Smith acknowledged several challenges, such as privacy concerns, bias and fairness, public trust, data security, and the need for comprehensive training and adaptation. He stressed the importance of balancing data analytics with protecting individual privacy, citing recent legislation to safeguard citizens' privacy rights. Addressing the issue of bias in facial recognition technology, Smith pointed out that the technology might not be fine-tuned for local demographics, potentially leading to identification errors. He emphasized the need for human oversight to prevent unfair targeting of individuals or communities. Smith also highlighted the necessity of training and adaptation, stating, "Our officers must be properly trained to utilize technologies like facial recognition and license plate recognition effectively. There is no point in having advanced technology if we cannot use it to track suspects and their associates." Ongoing training and adaptation are crucial to harness the full potential of these innovations for effective and equitable policing.